I very feel. Today, my take on Anthony Joshua versus Usyk at the weekend, how I think it's going to go, and also the strengths of each man. Let's dive into this now. Hello and welcome to Fit to Box channel. I'm Simon, former amateur boxer, current amateur boxing coach, and here on Fit to Box channel I review all things boxing equipment. I also every so often go into sort of big fights and see how they're going to shape up, and this weekend's fight between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk is a really mouth-watering clash. I am really looking forward to it. Today I am going to go through sort of the different areas and see who's got the advantage in each, and then at the end give you my verdict for the weekend. So let's start off. Joshua, his age is 31. He's the younger man. Usyk at 34 is no old man himself. So they're both, when it comes to heavyweight age, relatively sort of prime time when it comes to their age. Then we come on to power. Joshua, he's got a KO percentage of 88%, and as a professional has 22 KOs coming on his record. And then you've got Usyk, who's got KO power. He has got 72 percentage when it comes to KOs, and then he has got 13 KOs on his professional record. So when it comes to power, obviously I'm going to go with a bigger man. I'm going to go with Joshua. I think if he can capitalise on his power, that will really give him an advantage, and he will be hoping obviously to stop Usyk at some point during this fight. Then let's go on to speed. Speed, obviously Usyk is the lighter man. He will be weighing in probably about 217 pounds, I would say. Joshua's probably going to be about 240. And there is talk of Joshua coming down in weight, but there's also talk of Usyk putting a bit of weight on. So that could affect his speed. I don't think it will. He's a fast boxer. In terms of speed, I would say Usyk has the edge over Joshua. He's the natural smaller man and the natural quicker man. Then let's look at skill. When it comes to skill, I think Anthony Joshua's skills have improved over time. I think he definitely learnt a lot from the Ruiz loss. But when it comes to the southpaw skills of Usyk, he is very, very skillful and uses all of those sort of advantages when it comes to his footwork and his positioning. And he, I would say, is the most skilled out of the two. Then let's come on to size. Okay, so we have got the naturally bigger man, 6'6" Anthony Joshua against 6'3" Usyk. Now 6'3", obviously he's not a small man, but 6'6", he is huge when it comes to his height. And he is also, Joshua is a serious athlete, as is Usyk. I watched some of his training the other day, and it looks like whatever he turns his hand to, he would be fantastic. He just is a natural athlete. Then let's come on to experience. When it comes to size, obviously, I would say the bigger man, the size has got to go to Joshua. Then let's go on to experience. Experience, as an amateur, Anthony Joshua, 33 amateur fights and 2 defeats, no draws. As a professional, 24 wins with 1 defeat just to Ruiz and no draws. And then when it comes to his amateur career, he had 4 KOs, and in the pros he's had 22 KOs. So that experience there, he didn't have a massive amateur experience. He has been learning on the job as a pro. The total opposite to that, I would say, is the amateur fights of Usyk. 88 amateur fights, and then he had some in the World Boxing Series, which was 6 in that. And also now as a pro, he's had 18 professional fights. He's undefeated as a professional. When it comes to his knockouts as amateur, he got 13 KOs and also 2 KOs in the World Boxing Series. So overall in his amateur career, we're looking at 15 KOs. Not loads compared to how many fights he had, but certainly as a professional he has upped that. 13 KOs to his name out of those 18 victories. So experience, Usyk, I would say, massive amateur experience, and that could be a telling factor in this fight. Then we come on to who has fought the better opposition. I would say that Usyk has faced every possible scenario when it comes to his opponents during that decorated amateur career. But as a pro, I would say that the better opposition has been with Joshua. Klitschko, Povetkin, Dillian White, Ruiz, just to name but a few. If you look, he has been just fighting a lot of the top guys in the top 10 heavyweight division and has been dispatching them. Then I would say when it comes to fighting the better opposition, I would give that to Joshua. Then let's come on to chin. The fact that Usyk, he's not been knocked out. I believe his one stoppage was a body shot in his amateur career. So I'm not aware that he's got anything wrong with his chin. Can it stand up to the power of the big, massive punches of Joshua? Well, we will see. So chin, again, I wouldn't say that Joshua's got a weak chin. He has been wobbled a few times, and of course he has been down a couple of times as well. So maybe Usyk shading in the chin section. Heart, both of these guys have got massive heart. Both, from what they've achieved, you can see the amount of title belts that they've both amassed. You don't get them without heart. Both of these guys have got massive heart. I'd give a tick to both of them. Then we come to stamina. Usyk is supposed to be an endurance monster. And of course, because he's not carrying around the bulk of Joshua, again, stamina, I think, is a tick in the box for Usyk. Okay, last 3 opponents. So you've got Pulev for Joshua. That was in December 2020. Then, of course, he had his fight with Ruiz when he was coming back from his loss to Ruiz, where he beat Ruiz. And that was the 12th December. It was December 2019. And, of course, he lost the first, which was January 2019. So it was like a Ruiz loss, then a Ruiz win, and then it was Pulev win by KO. Then last 3 opponents for Usyk. He had Chisora last up, which was a win, unanimous decision. I think everyone agreed with that except for Chisora. That was in October 2020. Then in October 2019, Chaz Witherspoon, and he won that, and that was like a retired sort of stoppage. So that was sort of his dip into sort of the heavyweight scene. And then Bellew, he beat Bellew with a TKO win, and that was in November 2018. So last 3 opponents, you've got a loss in there for Joshua, but he did come back and redeem himself. And then obviously you've got Chisora and Bellew for Usyk. So again, because of sort of the COVID situation, they haven't both been fighting probably as often as they would have done if COVID hadn't been around. So it'd be very interesting to see who is sort of the fresher and who is able to shake off any sort of ring rust. And finally, other factors. And the other factors I've got here, southpaw. The Usyk southpaw. Southpaws can cause people problems. And Usyk is very, very clever when it comes to his southpaw style. He's also undefeated, so he's carrying through that sort of confidence. And when it comes to Anthony Joshua, his will to win, as we've seen many times, is massive. He really, really is a competitive guy. So what do I think is going to happen? Now, it's 2 schools of thought here, and I would say either Anthony Joshua uses that power, puts his hands together in combinations and catches him and knocks him out, or Usyk will put on a sort of a boxing display whereby he frustrates the bigger man in Joshua and sort of picks him off and keeps landing punches and almost like closes the gap and wears the man down, very much like he did with Bellew. Which way do I think it will go? Initially, I thought it was going to be Joshua. I've seen some things in the build-up now, and I am now thinking Usyk. And I'm thinking it. I just think he's such an athlete. I think the southpaw advantage which he has got, and he's just such an amazing boxer. And I think that he will cause massive problems for Joshua. And he may even stop Joshua before it gets to 12 rounds. Certainly, if it gets the full 12, I think that that will be a points decision win for Usyk. So that's my sort of take on it. Obviously, who do I want to win? I'd love Joshua to win because we all want to see Joshua versus Fury, Joshua versus Wilder. I think that Usyk may be a banana skin and he may really shake up the heavyweight division, which, let's be honest, it probably does need, because it has become sort of very stagnant with fights that we want to see not happening. Usyk, he wants to be undisputed, same as Joshua, and he could pull off a shock. So I hope you enjoyed that. Put down below in the comments what you feel, how you feel it will go. I like to do these videos to sort of, just chew over the different points. People always, it's amazing when a big fight happens because people always say, oh, I knew that was going to happen. But it's always good to say it before the result. I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe to Fit2Box channel. And I shall speak to you soon.